most of what everybody knows in this culture, here in England at least, or for the most part Western culture, about health in the most holistic sense, mental health and physical health, most people, literally 99% of people, I've not met a single person in the flesh who has an intrinsic motivation, interest and curiosity to get to truth holistically, in terms of like truth is like one of, if not my highest value, to understand the universe and to become directly conscious and be in direct contact with. I want to know what truth is. But when it comes to health, drugs, big pharmaceutical companies, mental health, mental illness, the myth of mental illness, there is a lot of ignorance, pettiness, unconsciousness. So our mission, we're all in this together. We are rising from ignorance, unconsciousness, pettiness. We're rising into consciousness, understanding, realization, God realization, interconnectedness, and ultimately holistic, loving, organic, authentic understanding and healing. But we transition, as everything is dependent on contrast in reality. We spawn in confusion often. I did, you may of, if you exist. We spawn into unconscious confusion. So there's a lot I want to talk about in this video. This is not premeditated. I am shooting this on a whim, but I know what I'm talking about. So we're going to do a deep dive on big pharma, the medical industry, Western medicine, modern medicine. Like, the odds one's out, this YouTuber, he has a clip. Denying modern medicine? No! You can't do that, just no! Well, let me fucking break it down to you, because it goes a lot deeper than you might anticipate. So, holistically, this is one piece of the greater picture of moving towards the mass awakening, and the mass awakening will be is very coincident with the information revolution, and that is what you're witnessing now. So the information revolution is this interconnectedness that we've seen, especially with the internet, where there's now no longer controlled information. Everyone is literate, everyone can read, write, share. I am just 19 years old here, I can just turn on the camera, start recording, speak my mind, share it to the world with essentially infinite eyes nearly that can see it. And the novelty of the coming of the internet has dissolved many boundaries and limits. So this is the information revolution, and it's too late for any like authority to kind of like come and control the internet. It's already free. We've got the internet. They have not got the internet. The only thing that could fuck it up is like if the sun does some mad flare. But we need to solidify our content, not just on the internet, but we need to write things down. We need to get it into our brain. But the main thing is we're all in this together, and the mass awakening is for you, the individual. It's not for the elites and the World Health Organization, etc. That's what we're in right now. We're in the dark ages. We're in this grid of pollution, poisonous food, fake medicine, fake vaccines, lockdowns, injecting children with synthetic medicine, fake medicine. It's not even medicine. Real medicine is food. Health, the origin of health, and it's all from your lifestyle. And this is what we're going to be breaking down today. Is I want to talk a lot about antidepressants, aka SSRIs, and the big pharmaceutical industries that push these, and how big pharma, big food, big government, big media, they're all turning into one entity, in a sense, where they're all, like the big pharma relies on the media to to push good media on how good the farmer is, and so that they can, in order for the wealth transfer to happen, like that did throughout the COVID pandemic, we had they big news, big media, big food. So big food, aka Tesco, Sainsbury's, Asda, Aldi, this is in the UK here, or fast food, Domino's Pizza, the fucking worst. Subway, Eat Fresh, I've worked in Subway, that isn't, stay away. When you work behind the scenes, it will scare you how fucked it gets. McDonald's, etc., all the fast food, and the supermarkets. Basically, the supermarkets, so 99% of what's in the supermarket is polluted with all sorts of different things. Even the receipts, covered in BPA, these various toxins that will do all sorts of things, lower your testosterone, and make you weak and ill. So basically, the food. So Tesco, there's a Tesco down the road. So the food is sprayed thoroughly with pesticides and is genetically modified artificially by human beings who have no intuition of health in this organic, loving, psychedelic intuition. They're all for internet radiation. They're all for the Western modern world and progression, and new technologies, etc. When these are introducing harmful frequencies, building 5G towers wherever the fuck they play. If they built a 5G tower here, I would fucking leave. I'm not sitting next to a 5G tower. I don't give a fuck what you think it says. I know with my intuition, because I'm connected with certain plants that most people are not, because they are illegal in this culture. And it's all connected again about how the real medicine is illegal. Psilocybin mushrooms and real cannabis, not this fake shit on the streets. And LSD and DMT, NN-dimethyltryptamine, 5-methoxy, dimethyltryptamine, etc. These are conscious healing medicines and physical, but they're illegal here. And so they all work together. So the government enforce that these real healing plants, aka food, plants, food, lifestyle, this is medicine. The way that our culture works is we suppress and medicate the symptoms of. You start to show symptoms, which is your body telling you and purging toxins, and then instead of inquiring what is the origin of these symptoms, we just want to stop the symptom. But the symptom's there on purpose. So we cover up the symptom, we suppress the symptom, which just makes it worse with all sorts of artificial medication, which I'm pretty sure that they all have all sorts of crazy side effects. Sorry, this dog is so funny. Look how funny this dog is.
You're funny. And yeah.
Sorry. So yeah, all of this medication has lots of side effects. So when I was younger, I believe that I thought I needed to go to the toilet all the time. I was needing to have a pee constantly. And then so when I went to inquire with my GP or the Western medical industry or the NHS, the free healthcare, healthcare is so fucked. What people. Anyway, I went in there. I said, look, I need to urinate all the time, and it's getting to me because like every 20 minutes I need to pee. And instead of asking me about my mental health, about my nutrition, about my passions, my goals, my use of psychedelics, maybe inquiring about these things, they didn't do any of that. They didn't tell me what I was eating, how much I was drinking, how I was breathing. Do I do breath work? Do I meditate? They didn't say nothing like this. They gave me a synthetic medication made by man, which is called, I don't know the name, but they're all called the same shit, Zydrefildopradafam or some fucking mad shit. And then on this, it will have the side effects included blacking out. So I need to pee quite a lot, and I'm getting worried about this. And they give me medication that supposes that I can black out. Maybe it's a rare side effect, but what is that? That's not fucking medicine, do you understand? How is that medicine if it's gonna harm my body? It's holistic, you fools. It's supposed to be, that's what real medicine is, but this is not the way we work. Anyway, so, here's the predicament. Here's what happens in our culture. So, two neurotic people who hate themselves, they've got all sorts of bad habits and traumas and neuroses. They meet at a rave on some drugs and they have sex. Then one of them gets pregnant and they have a kid on a whim in a council estate, grid, completely reliant on government, slavery. So they have this child on a whim in a council estate with terrible health and terrible mental health and no understanding of meditation, nutrition, food, psychedelia, things that are very, very, very fundamental to understanding your humanness. And then this kid gets fed sugar because this is what the parents have been programmed with, and this is what the culture perpetuates, as everyone believes it's normal. And the reason they believe it's normal is because the TV, the TV, when you watch Hollyoaks, or any soap, or anything, when you watch shows, SpongeBob, anything, the way that the characters are in this show is assuming all sorts of things. And this is programming. And this is how the media, big food, everything works together. So the TV will make it seem like it's normal to eat this way, it's normal to talk like this, it's normal to cover up your body with synthetic clothes with microplastics. So, nudity, that's wrong. So if you go out in this culture with no clothes on, you're prosecuted, you can't urinate on the earth, or you're prosecuted and listed as a child predator or a paedophile or whatever the fuck, or I don't know the exact, but you'll get in shit for expelling on your own planet. I don't know who tells me that I can't do that, but when I was a bin man running around, I need a piss. Oh, apparently I'm not allowed to have a piss. Are you joking? We think we're free, but you can't have a piss outside. Alright. Anyway, so yeah, when you're watching these shows, all the characters are interacting with each other. So basically, that show will likely have a paradigm of what is deemed as cringe. How you should and how you shouldn't act. Cringe is a mental construct. It's not objective. It's created by the mind and projected. Just like, basically, how people think they should act. So I watch TV, and SpongeBob says to Patrick, "Why are you wearing Peppa Pig pyjamas in Aldi?" Patrick, you can't wear Peppa Pig pyjamas in the supermarket. That's so cringe, bruv. Why aren't you wearing Armani? That's way hipper. Patrick, why are you wearing this gay bracelet? That's for girls. And then I'm absorbing that as a child, as the parents who... I'm not saying this is exactly my situation, okay? But I'm just... it's more objective I'm speaking, but... The parents who have a child on a whim in a council estate can't be fucked, maybe. So they give their child EMF radiation, indoctrination, attention deficit disorder producing neuroses, softcore porn, internet. Here you go, child. Or, I don't know, but yeah, it's a bit mad. Anyway... So then I get given this. So I've just spawned in this matrix, in a council estate, getting fed sugar. Here you go. Okay, I've got a screen with a lot of information on it. Who decides what information's on this screen? Obviously, we've got the dark web, and then we've got so if you've seen the picture, it's like an iceberg. the web that we're familiar with is the tip of the iceberg. But then there's the dark web, or the deep web. There's a lot more that we do not see. And obviously, big media, like, well, I got terminated from YouTube for chatting shit about coronavirus. Which I am. The way that the COVID lockdowns and the way that we went about health and everything, it's complete bullshit. So YouTube will take me down for this, but listen, give me a second, because fuck off. You should want to listen to me. The whistleblowers, as actualized.org says, we should put these on pedestals in a sense. Not saying I'm better, but it's just, and I'm not. Fuck me, I'm a long way off. But it's don't you see that people who propose that our entire understanding of health is wrong, we should maybe be we should be radically open-minded to these individuals and at least take into consideration and account what they believe that they have to share. We shouldn't just censor them and say, this goes against my paradigm that I learned from the indoctrination screen that my parents gave me on a whim in a council estate while they were feeding me drugs. Sugar is a drug. Stimulant, same dimension as cocaine. Psilocybin and magic mushrooms, not a drug. Completely fucking different. Intelligent plant that communicates you and tells you about yourself, your trauma, and the nature of reality. We got the drugstore, we got the drug war. Can't be so black and white. Nothing's black and white. There's infinite more nuance and facets with reality. Nothing's black and white. So what I'm saying is, this screen of information, I'll be watching all sorts of videos on here as a young influenced mind. I'm just soaking it all up like a sponge. Cringe, 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 cringe. And then I hear that. So then when I see a man with a bracelet, or when I see someone in a supermarket wearing Peppa Pig pajamas, this paradigm that I've learned from this screen, I will then project it onto Patrick and go, that's so gay, that's so cringe, why are you wearing Peppa Pig pajamas, that's cringe. But it's completely groundless. So what I was saying is that when you're absorbing the TV, you're getting like subconsciously influenced, no matter how conscious you actually are. You got a zone, just bust up your TV, bust up your TV, bust up your TV, TV, bust up your TV, bust up your TV, bust up your TV, TV. They're saying that we got the same home, save lives. That's their narrative. I'm not sure, pandemic. I think they want to use fear to control us. They get us mad so they could bring martial law. Anyway. So the TV is perpetuating a groupthink, a frame of perceiving the world and thinking about the world, and a paradigm of operating in the world that you pick up. It's normal to eat this, it's cringe to do that, it's gay to be like this, it's okay to be like this. This is normal, this is what men are like. This is what women are like. This is what men should do. This is what men shouldn't do. These are the stigmas, etc. So you're downloading a worldview when you watch content, and regardless if you want to or not. Psychedelics will deprogram you from this and get you in touch with what is actually real, and so will meditation and various other spiritual practice. But the TV, and it creates this, check out actualized.org, he has a video called The Social Matrix, where basically there's this web of lies that we sit on intellectually in culture. Culture is not your friend, Terence McKenna says, and it's these unquestioned assumptions that it creates its own life, where we perpetuate a lie and it gets so baked and ingrained into a culture's understanding that it almost becomes its own, it's like its own truth, but no one goes to the origins. So people think it's normal to do all sorts of things, but people like me, we question it. Epistemology. How do we know what we know? That's the definition of epistemology, essentially. And And people think like you have to question these fundamental assumptions that most people wouldn't question. It's precisely because people assume that it's not worth questioning that's why no one questions it. And then when people do question it, these people are rare. And this is who I am. And all of the people that I refer to, Leo Gura, Russell Brand, Terence McKenna, Alan Watts, Ram Dass, Dan Coe, Hamza, the list goes on. Key Parks, YBS. From the Wisdom and Knowledge podcast. I told you I'd shout you out. He's going to come on a podcast soon. We get in touch recently. But yeah, and he even talks about avoid the pharmaceuticals. So our culture, the myth of mental health is that the TV will indoctrinate you with how you should be, and when you see other people acting outside of that paradigm, you think they're broken and you're right. I'm always right. I'm always the one. And why is it that your perspective is correct? Why is it not everyone else's perspective? This is an intuition I've had for many years. So imagine if someone was slightly odd and the solution was to put them into a mental hospital or get them on a hard drug. Check out Terence McKenna's. I actually re-uploaded it on my YouTube. It's his lecture on schizophrenia and the fear of madness, or I called it shamanism and schizophrenia. His best lecture. Find it on a YouTube channel called Drone Dimension. And he talks about how other cultures perceive different ways of perceiving reality differently. So I may have certain ideas of, so like here in the West, break it down quickly. Someone who has characteristics like I do, they want to give me labels, and we're going to get into these labels. So they want to tell me I've got attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Who are you? Schizophrenia, psychosis. I used to want to seek the label ADHD. My dad told me it wasn't real. I thought he was a twat for telling me that, and I wanted the diagnosis. I thought it was almost some form of abuse, but I'm happy I didn't get the diagnosis, because guess what would have happened if I got the fucking diagnosis? I'll tell you. So, I grew up on technology, which is fucking up my attention span. Because I can't focus on one thing at a time, because it's just TikTok, infinite information overload, full blast. I've been on these devices for as long as I could remember. Luckily, I was actually intelligent and I just learned cameras and YouTube and shit. And I didn't just fucking fuck around on TikTok. And what I did watch on YouTube was educational, long form content like Matthew Santoro. Facts that will blow your mind. Facts that will blow your mind. As I mean, facts. Who the fuck is bringing the facts? The fact checkers by all these big tech that are all intertwined with trying to sell you fake medicine, etc. You've got to understand, where are the facts coming? Like, people are so deceived. It makes me laugh so much. I can't lie how deceived people are. Like, so the 99% of people are literally brick fucking walls where they don't care about truth, and that's okay. And I don't mean to hate on you. I love you. But people don't understand how like thick their delusion is, where they just like they're just so ingrained in this web of lies, and they've never detoxed from, and they've never saw actual truth. Check out actualize.org. What is truth? Buddhism, etc. Metaphysics, spirituality. This is the pursuit of truth. People think it's religion. Nah, it's the absolute opposite. It's you don't believe in believing, and you let go with everything to such an extent that you're left with raw qualia. Qualia means sense perception. This is the truth right now, in the present moment. Absolute truth. Breath work is another thing that people don't know about. Wim Hof, aka the Iceman, and Russell Brand will educate you on such topics. And Inspector Veg and Mr. Traumatic. Check them out. We're all in this together. So, basically, you're a child in a council estate that gets born on a whim, and you get given technology and sugar, which causes hyperactivity and leads to emotional instability. I learned that from Inspector Veg. So, obviously, I'm fucked. I'm not now, but I was potentially. But I'm giving you an abstract picture. I'm not saying this actually happened. So imagine somebody out there gets born on a whim with neurotic parents who don't love themselves. They don't know anything about spirituality. They don't know anything about the nature of reality. They watch the news every morning. They eat Cocoa Pops and milk with plastic in it for breakfast. And they feed it to their kid and they think it's normal because the TV does it as well, and it's all designed to do it on purpose so that you get the fucking vaccine, so that you're a slave and that you're relying on the system, blah blah blah. If you know, you know. Anyway, so this kid is, I've told you a million times. So now this kid is feeling discontent. He has not very good mental health potentially. His physiology is all off whack because of the polluted food and the paradigms he's learned from the TV and his unconscious parents. And then the TV starts telling this child who is blind that there's all sorts of labels that exist objectively as if we didn't just invent them somewhat. Obviously, it doesn't fundamentally say that, but they'll make you believe. And obviously there's a really big push these days with the LGBT and the woke, which is like the polar opposite of what actual awakening is. These people are deluded. The woke, like media and shit, they have no idea. There's a very few rare people. I'm one of them. Leo Gru is one. Terence McKenna, Alan Watts, Danko. They'll evolve. Hamza will evolve. Psychedelics are very sensual. Cole Hastings, potentially. Captain Sinbad, the list goes on. What was I saying? So I'm very glad my dad didn't let me get this diagnosis, but I would have if I could have, because I thought it was cool. And again, I made a see my episode, I'll leave it linked below. What is deemed cool is 180 degrees backwards. Do not befriend cool kids. And it's what I'm talking about again, this cringe paradigm. What's actually cool is education, health, holistic building, mental health, spirituality, meditation, alkaline food, grounding, sunlight, breath work, etc. Intelligence. But what is deemed cool in the youth is toxic drugs, toxic food. It's weird. The other day I was outside. This is how deeply indoctrinated. This is what I mean by how thick people are. So I'm not hating on you. I love you, who I'm speaking of. I won't name you, but this is everyone. Likely you listening to this, unless you resonate with what I say. But 99% of people in this culture operate under this paradigm. There was some girl walking. So I was talking with a group of people. I was on mushrooms. That's not relevant, but I was. I was talking with them just in general. Hello, how are you? Oh, hi. Blah blah blah. Then some girls walk in who's showing a lot of skin, which Terence McKenna explicitly stated he would applaud because these are archaic values: music, drugs, skin, sex, animals, fun, spontaneous, shit like this. But anyway, so this girl was showing a lot of skin. It wasn't even that bad, and this group of people sat on this bench. one of the girls, they started hating on her, basically calling her a slag. She should cover up. She should wear more artificial clothes. This is fear. This is not love. And it's a reflection of those people who my channel, for example, is a reflection of me a lot. So what I'm telling you to do is what I wish I would do, and what I am going to do, and what I'm in the process of learning how to do. But when these people project this, oh, what slag, why are you like, cover up? That's fear, that's hate. I see that in that. They think that that girl's the problem, but I see through all of it and it is clearly them. That's not the main point. They say that this girl is just like, the sun is out. It heals you. Meanwhile, the group that I'm with are no doubt sipping on fucking Monster Energies, Red Bulls, etc. Sugar, full blown. One of them was actually one of the mums who had kids in a council estate, smoking backy, having new boyfriends every week. What are you doing, man? It makes me so angry. Also, I understand that it's all an act, and I need enemies to understand myself, and I don't think I'm deluding myself into actually thinking that I am myself. I'm not. I'm God. I'm playing. It's entertainment. It's love. It's infinity. Whatever. But you don't need to understand that to understand things on the relative plane. I'm talking to you in the relative... I should start videos with that, actually. Am I talking in the relative domain or the absolute? So, yeah. They're hating on this girl for absorbing the healing energy of the sun. Meanwhile, they're sipping on sugar and smoking fags. I've had this a lot. Like, I will go ground and be in the sunlight, wearing shorts, wearing no shoes, in the grass, meditating, doing breath work. I had some lad come up to me in a tracksuit who I knew vaguely. He said, "What the fuck are you doing? Are you really that bored?" He was literally sipping on a Red Bull, smoking a cigarette in a tracksuit, bro, and getting no sunlight. And then this thick cunt will listen to the government. There's a health crisis. Everyone get this vaccine. You wouldn't need the fucking vaccine if you got sunlight and you stopped ingesting poison. And the whole culture is just so willing to do it. And then everyone calls me selfish. It's like life just rejects you love. Unconscious people around you reject you love, call you selfish for not getting a fucking injection. Are you insane? Oh my god. It stings my brain just thinking about how thick people are. Jesus. And I'm not saying there isn't some validity to the vaccine. I know Leo Gura got it, which was a surprise in a sense, but the reason he got that somewhat, he's been dependent on Western medicine, and I believe in absolute healing. I think Leo Gura had a dependence on Western medicine in the past because of his health issues, so he was a lot more humble about it. I can be arrogant. There's a big difference between confidence and arrogance. I could be arrogant now, the way I am being, or confident, or righteous, because I've got good health, as far as I'm aware. Right now, I've never had any severe clashes with health. Not really. Fun fact, what I mentioned earlier about the I needing to urinate all the time when I was younger, I actually realised that was in my own mind, was creating that. So the mind and the body are very much connected. So your neuroses psychologically are causing physical fuck-ups. This is epigenetics, research Bruce Lipton and Mr. Traumatic. Listen to a song right now called Mr. Traumatic Off Grid. Very good song. Educational music, conscious rap. I've got a playlist linked below called Conscious Lyrics, Life-Changing Educational Music that will transform your life, etc. And I've got like over 25 hours of songs that will change your whole understanding of reality. Conscious lyrics. I've written some before. Check out my music. I'm in there. Check out my song Truth Till I Die. Check out my psychedelic psychosis rap and etc. And I made old music when I was depressed in Babylon, getting fed sugar, etc. And this is the rising from ignorance to consciousness. So the album was called Toxic, and my new album is going to be called Detox, because it shows the transition from from ignorance to consciousness, just how NF done the search to hope, how NLE Chopper was negative, but then he made From Dark to Light, and it shows this transition from pettiness to consciousness. So I'm happy I didn't get the medication for the ADHD, because if I did, they would have done the same thing that they done to me when I needed to pee all the time. They wouldn't have asked me nothing about my lifestyle. They would have just hooked me on medication that shrinks your brain, fucks your brain chemistry, you're hooked, and it has all sorts of side effects. So understand, it is not medicine if it damages you. Sorry, Luna. Did I make you jump? It's okay. Don't be thick, you know what I mean? For fuck's sake. If medicine has got negative side effects, it's not really medicine. I mean, it depends, obviously. Like I say, the key is to not be black and white. Don't be ideological. Don't be dogmatic. Everything is more nuanced than once understood to be. Time is the teacher. And I understand I'm ignorant right now, and I will evolve and grow, and many things that I'm saying right now were not... they will mature and evolve. Sure, I understand that. But also, yeah, holistically, what I'm saying is basically, yeah, is truth. So yeah, in short, let me distill it. Have a kid on a council estate on a whim. The kid is confused because no one knows anything about health, and they hate themselves, and they're in out of prison, and etc. And then the kid seeks help, in a sense. He's looking for something. And then the medical industry give him fake medicine, and now he's hooked on some fucked up thing that's fucking his brain chemistry. That takes years to rejuvenate, and the psychedelic psilocybin magic mushrooms cause neurogenesis. So I actually have physically different connections in the brain that most will not have, because I've done 100+ very deep psilocybin trips synergized with health and cannabis. For the most part, I've done it. That's like I abused psychedelics mushrooms as much as I could as soon as I found out about them, because I want what I have now, this transformation, because they will completely physically and psychologically transform your whole being if you take enough mushrooms. And it's not always positive immediately, but it is in the bigger picture. So yeah, and then I would have been addicted to this medication, and they wouldn't have told me nothing about health, and there you go. So the reason you basically have to take a step back from your life and start again. Understand that everything that you think that you know could potentially be wrong. Get into epistemology. How do we know what we know? Critically think. It's not too late. It's never too late. What else is there to do? Get building. There's nothing else to do. Be stagnant, decay, or build. Side note. Dark circles under the eyes. It's a sign of heavy metals, which you can detox. Check out actualize.org's heavy metal chelation, or how to detox heavy metal episode. And he even says a lot of his symptoms, they disappear when you do the heavy metal detox, which no one knows about in our culture. It's very weird. It's almost like most of the population is not awake, in a literal sense, where it's like there's a few of us that are awake, and we're in a very populated crowd of unconscious people. And these people make it difficult because they're not open-minded to the fact that everything that they've been eating from day one and everything that they feed their child is the origin of cancer, AIDS, and disease. If sexually transmitted diseases are sexually transmitted, then who got it first? Check out Yaki Awakened. Game changer. So, yeah, basically, everyone's out to get you, exploit you, big pharma, big food. So let me just give you some key points. Everything in the supermarket is poison. Stop eating it. Grow your own food, get organic food, research the electric food list, check out Dr. Sebi, Dr. Robert Morse, myself, Mr. Traumatic, Inspector Veg, My Bad Sister, etc. And Yaki Awakened. and they will teach you about how. It's just research and be open-minded. And if you don't want to be open-minded, then fair play. I mean, fair enough. If you want to sit in your neurotic life, everything that you've ever known until this point now when you're listening to me is being a load of shit relationships, neurosis, depression, mental health, confused children, confused family, non-fulfillment, cynical outlook, degeneracy. Right, if you want to remain what you've been in, then don't open your mind to what I'm saying. But what I'm telling you is actually what you really want to hear. You just maybe are not aware of it right now. And it's an absolute game changer, and it's everything that you need. So if you can just be open-minded to what I'm trying to tell you, then you'll see that I'm actually trying to help you. I'm not trying to preach an ideology. I love you. This is why I'm telling you this. I'm trying to interconnect my own understanding of reality as well, simultaneously. And I want to see my people grow because I'm challenging the status quo, question everything you thought that you know. So yeah, the food's poison. The whole way that everyone spoke about COVID on the TV, etc., complete bullshit. There may be a COVID out there. Some people may be more vulnerable to it. I'm not denying this. I'm open to it. In fact, sure, maybe this is the case. I'm not going to be black and white and ideological, but the whole way we went about it is absolute ignorance. Wim Hof says there's a lot more we can do about it. We're so disconnected from our intuition, our soul, our heart. We don't know anything about breathwork or psychedelic. The fact that psychedelics are illegal is all that you need to know. That's literally all you need to know. We are in the dark ages. That's it. I don't need to say anything else. Psychedelics, get this, mushrooms that grow in the fields on the bit of land that you were born on, or so you imagined. But anyway, the land that you were born on grows mushrooms, and there are other human beings, the same as you it seems, that enforce that these mushrooms must be destroyed. Why are you doing that? Why are you investing your time into destroying these mushrooms? Seems like a strange pursuit. People who... So, you were born on this land and so were others. But then others actually feel the need to criminally break into your property for eating a mushroom. Do I need to tell you anything else? For fuck's sake. That's it, for the most part. And yeah, obviously psychedelics, and then with the depression, with the SSRIs and the antidepressants, you purge your demons. You need to purge up all your demons using ayahuasca. The dread will make you grow just like the hair on a rasta. The knowledge that I'm giving you is so divine. The wisdom in my mind is feeling so sublime. And if you wear a mask, you need to grow a spine. I'm seeing GMO human beings all the time. Alright, that's it. My name's OXSN. I love you dearly. I'm progressing. You'll see that what I'm talking is factual. Soon, when I can prove to you that I am going to actualize my life in the coming years and months, and when you see that, there'll be a lot more value in what I'm speaking here. I know that no one even really sees this. I don't get many comments or much feedback. I mean, to be fair, a lot of people reach out and I like it, so thank you. Stay in touch, everyone. I care about you. I want to call you and I want to get you on the podcast, and you can be anonymous if you want, and I want you to ask questions, or I want to ask questions to you, and we can mix perspectives because it's all valuable and we're all in this together, and I love you. But yeah, it's time to raise our vibration. So I thought this was a hippie term, but it is the key to life, as Anna Chopper in his song said, Paradise. Raise your vibrations, then you change your life. No, change your vibrations, then you change your life. Speaking affirmations to the moon in the moonlight. Talk to my water before I drink it, cause I know that it's alive. Meditation is key, it's gonna be alright. You say you're looking for some peace, you just gotta breathe right. Everything you need is within yourself, just realize. So yeah, my name's Oxen, OXSN, and I'm signing off. But yeah, quickly, the psychedelics, yeah, they purge your demons. That's why we rely on these stimulants, sugars, etc. Because we need to do the breath work to get in touch with the pain in the body. There are tears inside you now, and we need to go within and we need to push the tears out. When you're crying, you're growing, you're purging demons. In a strange way, it's almost sneezing is of the same nature. I've understand intuitively. It go. All right, I've progressed. Stupid. But yeah, just get in touch with your intuition. The media, the government, it's all absolutely full of shit. The mass awakening's coming. There's nothing you can do about it because the perceiving consciousness at the end of everything, am God, and so are you, the perceiving consciousness at the end of everything. And why would you incarnate to not have a good time? Why would you incarnate just to go, oh, maybe I was wrong after all. Oh, I guess I'm just going to slowly die now. Oh, that was a bit shit. What was all that about? Nah. The name of the game is that you might be ignorant and it's confusing sometimes, but in the biggest picture, you can come to understand it as time is the teacher, and everything you've ever wanted will be yours. It's when you realize it's nothing you can acquire. No. Everything you ever wanted will be yours when you realize it's nothing you require. I promise you I'm no liar. Everything I do is to inspire. But yeah, so it's like what I'm talking about that I know the mass awakening will happen is because I created everything. Literally, physicality is my will as God in real time, and that is truth. I know that is absolute truth, and it's all infinite love, and I know this is absolute truth also. Because I've become directly conscious of this through sacred plant medicine that other cultures have been using since the beginning of time, and these will take you beyond time. So yeah, that's it. I'm signing off anyway. I love you very much, and I'll see you later. Go do the Wim Hof breathing technique right now.